Gavin Newsom, someone else. Someone else I think he needs to go back to the drawing board and reassess his relationship with is none other than his wife, Jennifer Sybil Newsom. So Gavin Newsom did a post wishing his wife happy birthday. Now, he did not call her his wife, Jennifer Sybil Newsom. I actually feel sorry for the woman. It takes a lot for me to feel sorry for these California liberals who hate us and sit around in their mansions eating crumpets and scones. But nonetheless, Gavin Newsom did a post where he said, happy birthday to the first partner of California, the outstanding mother of our 4 incredible children and the love of my life. I hope your day is as remarkable as the work that you've done for California women and kids. It's an honor to witness firsthand the amount of care, strength, and compassion you demonstrate every single day. Happy birthday, Jen. Now, everyone online was saying, what the hell? First partner. I'm gay, and I don't even want to be called a partner. You know what I'm saying? I'm not playing pickleball. You understand? Unless there's a ring on my finger and I'm a husband, I'm a boyfriend. I hate the word partner. It sounds like Brokeback Mountain. It's like, howdy, partner. You coming down to the old Roundup Saloon? I don't know why he's calling his wife first partner. I mean, she's given this man 4 kids and she hasn't graduated to wife. He can't even call, he can't call Jennifer Sybil his wife. I don't know. It seems weird to me. It also seems a little gay. I don't know, calling your wife, who you have 4 children with, instead of calling her the first lady of California, you call her the first partner, and then he's called her the first spouse. Is she transgender? Is she non-binary? Jennifer, if Jennifer Sybil Newsom is non-binary, please call in and tell us. But I thought this was such a slap in the face, because as a gay man, I don't even want to be called partner. You know, I will in a pinch. We can use the term because it is what it is. But nonetheless, I don't know why Gavin Newsom is calling his wife partner, spouse. Call her a wife, okay? Call her a wife. If you really love her, if she's the love of your life and she cares for your state and she's given you 4 children, maybe she can graduate at some point to being called a wife. And for all the women out there, drop a comment right in and tell me what you would think if your husband posted, happy birthday to my partner, and you've given this man 4 children. But it's because Gavin Newsom is a greasy slime ball that he does things like this, or he had one of his little gay interns. This is actually my new theory. Okay, maybe Gavin Newsom, because as I've told you before, Gavin Newsom's team is run by a bunch of nasty little bitchy gay queens. Maybe these little bitchy gay queens, he said, you know what, go do a post. It's my wife's birthday, go do a post for her. They do a post, and because they're all a bunch of homosexuals, they put first partner. Maybe that's what they did. Maybe the gay interns running Gavin Newsom's account are the ones who actually did the post. As someone who's worked on a campaign, I've done, a Valentine's Day post and things like that. I said, send me the pictures, we can workshop it, but I don't understand calling your wife first partner. So another thing that's in the news regarding Gavin Newsom, his wife posted a bizarre cringe video. I don't know if she's in dire need of, a pick-me-up, of some SSRIs, if she's depressed. Maybe she's crying over the fact that her husband won't even call her a wife and is calling her a partner. But Jennifer Sybil Newsom posted a video where she's crying over the deportations in California. Let's take a look and then discuss.
We are a country of immigrants. That is just a fact. It is who we are. And yet here we are watching families be targeted, watched, hunted, farm workers being chased across fields. These are some of the hardest working people on earth, and they literally feed the nation. Shame on this federal administration for doing this. Shame on them for choosing cruelty, for terrifying families, ruining children's lives just to make a political point. Whose interpretation of Christian values is this? What happened to being the party of family values? This shouldn't be about politics. This should be about people, their well-being, our shared humanity. If you could see these families, hear from them, these moms, their children. Today I heard from community members who have lost loved ones to suicide because of the trauma and pain being inflicted on the immigrant community. If you looked into their eyes, you would understand, you would feel it. You would know this was wrong. We have to do better.
Sweetheart, please go to therapy so we don't have to deal with you crying into your phone on the internet. It felt very performative, okay? It felt very Gavin Newsom-esque. She's going, shut up, shut the hell up. Who holds their phone up and starts crying? They're being ripped from their... No, they're not. Literally, we are targeting criminals like Kilmar Abrego Garcia and people who are members of MS-13 and Tren de Aragua. You know what I'm saying? And if Biden had done his job and not let millions of folks into the country, Trump wouldn't have to be doing the mass deportations, but it's because you let millions and millions of people into your state. You know what I'm saying? So Jennifer Sybil Newsom, she does this video where she's crying over family values. She's crying and saying, family values, what happened to Christian family values? Well, you know what happened to family values? What about the fact that Gavin Newsom, your husband, is fighting to keep men and women's sports? That is not family value. What about the fact that your husband doesn't want to put his foot down on the transing of children and the castrating and the chemical mutilation of children in his own state? He doesn't want to put his foot down on that? And you're talking to us about Christian family values? What about shutting down the state and going out to French Laundry, a Michelin star restaurant, and laughing at people who have lost their jobs and have to sit inside because you told them to stay at home and they couldn't gather and they were depressed? You want to talk about people taking their lives, Jennifer Sybil Newsom? Shut the hell up. There are people who killed themselves during COVID because your husband shut down the state and said they couldn't gather with their loved ones or get sunlight, fresh air, vitamin D. I know people personally who took their own lives during COVID because they were lonely and told to stay inside by the federal government, by the state government, and that is what they did, and they're no longer with us. So you can shut the hell up, Jennifer Sybil Newsom. I'm so sick of you. I am so sick of you. I think you're a match made in heaven. You and Gavin Newsom are a match made in heaven because you're both disgusting liars. You want to get on camera and talk about family values when your husband wants to erase women, half the country, half the planet Earth? Your husband wants to put men and women's sports in their locker rooms so they can get the shit beat out of them, and you want to talk about Christian family values? F you. F you, Jennifer Sybil Newsom, and we wish you well. And it's no surprise that you're crying on camera and having a manic meltdown because you have to go home and sleep with Gavin Newsom. Although I don't think there's a lot of sleeping happening between you, because if we remember, Gavin Newsom is a man who slept with his campaign manager's wife publicly and proudly and never even tried to deny it. This is a man who lied about going to rehab and then about 11 years after the fact said, well, you know, I cleaned my life up. Clearly, he hasn't stopped drinking because he's at a fundraiser in Napa Valley while his state is burning to the ground. That is who Gavin Newsom is. His own fire hydrants didn't have water. That is the character of the man. And Jennifer Sybil Newsom, the wife, if you love this man, then I judge you as well. I think you're probably a disgusting person, but don't come on here talking your nonsense about Christian family values when you are trying to erase women and get women beat up on the volleyball court, track meets, etc. Okay, if you can't defend women's sports and women's spaces, don't talk to us about Christian family values. If you support the transing of children, don't talk to us about Christian family values. Shut the hell up and go back to the drawing board. And what's not Christian family values is allowing folks to come in who hate the fabric of our nation and burn down buildings and cars and overtake freeways. What does that say to the actual taxpayers in California who would love for leadership to step in so they can actually go to work? There are folks who could not get to work because the freeways were overtaken, because the roads were being blocked. And where was your husband? At a Napa Valley fundraiser. F you, Jennifer Sybil Newsom.